Yemen is known to the world as a war-torn, famine-stricken and sad country, but is that not the whole story of Yemen? Behind the title, there is another Yemen that the world never hears or sees. Time in Yemen seems to have stood still, waiting for you, and today you will see how this country, full of tears from the Muslim world, has preserved its rich history for thousands of years with its tears. Get ready for a time travel. So let's go back to the unseen Yemen of history today. On a journey to discover nature, culture and heritage. Some places in the world are so strange that they seem to be part of another planet. Just 100 miles off the southern coast of Yemen, Socotra is just such an island. It's like an unreal dream in the real world. In 100 years of isolation, Socotra has grown plants and animals that a third of them are found nowhere else on Earth. The most famous of these is the dragon blood tree. If you slightly touch its trunk, red juice comes out, like the blood of a dragon. In ancient legends, this tree was born from the blood of a dragon. This umbrella-shaped tree survives by absorbing moisture from the fog of the mountain plateau, as if it were an amazing adaptation of nature. However, Socotra is not just a rocky plateau and silence. The beautiful beach on the west of the island is so secluded that you have to take a boat to reach it. Dolphins swim alongside the boat in the middle of the sea. The locals believe that seeing dolphins is a good sign. That day, a lot of fish will be caught in the net. Before setting off, they light a small fire on the beach in the hope of blessings. Here, the sea is not only a place for fishing, but also carries the memory of nature like a living soul. After passing through the green world of Socotra, in the hot desert of Yemen, ancient pillar saris are seen. The ruins of the temple of Queen Bilqis. These stone pillars rising through the sand still hold the memory of a 1,000-year-old civilization. But it is not only these stone pillars that hold memories. Memories sometimes survive in the mud walls and the faith of generations. In a valley in Wadi Dowan, Yemen, there is a village called Haid al-Jazal. These mud houses are attached to the top of huge boulders on the very top of a steep mountain. From a distance, the houses seem to have emerged from the rock. There are no roads here. Only silent mountains are around and a deep valley below. For centuries, people have survived in this lonely fortress. They fight sudden floods and harsh nature. To escape the floods, the village has been raised high, just like a stone fortress. The walls are made of a mixture of mud and straw. When cracks appear, the next generation repairs them with their own hands. At sunset, the red mud houses rise up against the mountain, and the distant call to prayer can be heard across the valley below. The sound echoes and rises to the sky. Locals say that this valley can forget many things. But those who live on that mountain never forget their names. Here, the monument of life is not in any monument. This story of survival is hidden in the quiet labor of cutting soil and repairing walls. It is in this silent struggle that proof is found that human patience and hope can even beat stones. Another thing in the heart of the desert is Shibam, a city of raw soil, whose nickname is the Manhattan of the desert. The high earthen walls stand together as if they are competing to touch the sky. If someone looks from the outside, they might wonder how such a tall earthen house can survive. But Shibam has survived for hundreds of years. The desert has been flooded and stormed, and this clay city has stood tall again after being repaired by human hands. Yes, even though the walls of the building are fragile, this city built with faith and devotion has proven that even a skyscraper dream can stand on the earth for ages. So, let's leave the eastern desert and now step into the western mountainous state of Yemen, the Haraj Mountains. On that high mountain, we find an incredible village, Al-Hazara. These villages are stuck to the slopes of steep mountains in such a way that the mud houses were born from the body of the mountain. How did people build houses on these cliffs? The answer lies in their intelligence and perseverance. The houses are built in such a way that the stones are cut in layers and there is no jointing. Yet, not a single wall has fallen despite centuries of earthquakes and landslides. The thick stone masonry gives comfort to the houses in the cold season. The mountain wind roams the entire village through the narrow streets. Inside the village, the roof of one house is like the courtyard of another. Life has been going up and down like this in the maze of stairs for many years. Not only the villages, but also countless green fields have descended step by step towards the valley, cutting through the chest of the Haraj mountain. From a distance, the mountain looks like a green staircase reaching the kingdom of clouds. This terraced field has been carved out of stone by the labor of people for generations. When the morning light breaks, the shadow of the mountain disappears and each perfectly built layer is visible. Seeing this rare harmony, it is understood that when nature and human labor come together, a garden of heaven can be created even in the most difficult places. Let's go to Sana'a, the heart of Yemen. It is one of the ancient living cities. The mud houses of this city have stood for centuries. The whitewashed designs and colored glass windows on each house tell the story of history. Walking through the narrow streets, it seems like you are not in the present. Maybe you have traveled to an era many years ago. The sound of the call to prayer coming from the minarets of the surrounding mosques and the memories of thousands of years have accumulated on the roofs of the houses. The people of Sana'a still sip their morning tea and tell stories of the old days. And climb the rooftops at sunset to listen to the sounds of distant minarets. This city has not lost its soul despite enduring the blows of war and change. Old Sana'a is still bustling despite being a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The past is not confined to museums here. It walks shoulder to shoulder with the present. At the heart of Sanaa's heritage, two sacred monuments stand despite the passage of time. One is the Great Mosque from the beginning of Islam. The other is the ruins of a large church built even earlier. The Great Mosque of Sana'a is said to have been built during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Its simple white walls and arches exude the tranquility of 1,000 years of worship. On the other hand, the memory of Al-Khalis Church was hidden under the ground of Sana'a. This church was built by Ethiopian rulers in the 6th century, which was decorated with marble and mosaics brought from Constantinople. And today only a few broken columns can be seen on the church. From the silence of a peninsula to the alleys of a lively city. This journey to Yemen is not actually a map path. It is an expedition through memory and faith. If every country is a whisper, then Yemen is a huge collective melody. Despite being unfamiliar, Yemen somehow feels familiar. Like a vast dream. At the same time, strange but close to the soul. Time still breathes in this cosmopolitan Yemen, covered by news of war. The flame of ancient memories still keeps the light there. Today, these were a few glimpses of unseen Yemen. There are countless more things hidden in the earth. To find them, we may have to take a new path. So, see you on the next expedition. Be well. Thank you.